Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the Catalyst 9800 TME video series. My name is Simone Arena. I'm a principal TME in the Enterprise Wireless Networking Group, and in this episode I want to talk to you about the new Catalyst 9800 wireless controller for the cloud, specifically the deployment in the Amazon cloud. This video has two parts. The first part, I will introduce you to this new controller and the public cloud deployment, tell you what it is and why we did this. And in the second part, I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up a new controller instance in the cloud. So Cisco has recently announced the new Catalyst 9800 series of wireless controllers, which basically represents the Catalyst expansion to wireless. This new iOS XE based controller is purpose-built for the Cisco intent-based networking. What does this really mean? It means that this Catalyst 9800 is part of an architecture, the DNA architecture, where you have DNA Center as the automation and the assurance piece, automating an intelligent network, and the Catalyst 9800 is part of that network. As you can see from these slides, we have multiple flavors for these controllers: the appliance, the virtual machine for the private cloud, and the public cloud deployment, and also embedded in the Catalyst 9K switches for SDA. Of course, the other piece of the solution is the access point. Wave 1 and Wave 2 are supported initially. Of course, when AX will be shipped, this controller will support the new APs as well. The Catalyst 9800 has been built new from scratch with a modular, highly available and scalable software architecture made for wireless and powered by iOS XE. So this is very important because we can now leverage for wireless all the innovation and the features that have been developed for iOS XE. For example, the programmability piece or the trustworthy solution. But I want to highlight basically three main benefits for our customers to adopt this new controller. The first one is the always on. We have made a lot of investment to make this controller the most high available controller, which basically means software updates without network downtime. It means patching, it means AP software or device pack upgrade, and done in a way that minimizes your network downtime. The other important pillar is the security piece. So again, innovation things like ETA, full support for SDA, and WPA3 support. The third important benefit is that with the Catalyst 9800, you have a controller, a wireless controller that is really a network function. So you can deploy this anywhere as you want based on your scalability and performance requirements. So it goes from a controller integrated in the Catalyst switches for SDA. Of course, we have the appliance flavor. We have then the cloud. So in terms of cloud, we have support for private with different type of hypervisors and the public cloud. Initially, for the public cloud, we will have support. So when we launch this in November, we will have support for AWS, but other cloud providers like Google and others will follow soon after. So in this video, I'm going to concentrate, as I said, in the development in the public cloud, deployment in the public cloud. And so in order to understand where do we play with this new controller in the public cloud, let me quickly recap all the different deployment models that are available in the public cloud. And here I want to highlight what each of these models provides and the responsibility, how it's split between the cloud provider and the customer using that cloud service. So the first one is the infrastructure as a service model. Here the public cloud vendor provides basically the routing and switching, so the networking piece, the firewall and security part, and of course the compute. And it's up to the customer to deploy their application and manage the application. Another model is called platform as a service. In this model, the cloud providers actually adds additional services like database, operating systems, APIs, monitoring services. And finally, the other model that is available in the public cloud is the software as a service. In this case, the vendor, the cloud provider, is responsible for the whole stack, from the application down to the networking piece. And for usually the user, the customer will have a dashboard, a user interface to make use of this service. And just to make an example, Cisco Meraki plays at this level as a software as a service level with the Meraki dashboard. With the Catalyst 9800, and this is important in terms of differentiation, we play at the infrastructure as a service level. It's the first actually wireless controller that can be deployed in a public cloud as an infrastructure as a service. Why this? What are the advantages? I would say there are two reasons why we follow this model. First of all, we want to give our customers the possibility to exploit all the advantages of a public cloud. And I'm going to double click on this in a second. On the other side, by deploying as infrastructure as a service, the customer retain the control and customization of the wireless controller as they are used to in their own enterprise on-prem. So you want to deploy, you want to control the release that you adopt, you want to control how and what features you want to turn on. This is all possible with this model. What are the advantages of the public cloud? So I would definitely start from the agility. So it's extremely easy, we'll see in the video, to set up a controller instance in the cloud. So this gives IT the possibility to quickly instantiate a controller, wireless controller, to verify a certain release, verify a feature, a bug fix, whatever, and then terminate that instance. Also, since it's so easy, we can scale on demand. So when there is the need to support more APs or clients, we can quickly spawn up another instance. The other advantage is that by leveraging the public cloud providers, these all have a global footprint, which means that no matter where you are in the world, there's going to be a data center in your region. So when you go and deploy a controller in the cloud, you are sure that this will be within 30 to 50 milliseconds away from the location where you deploy the access points. And the other thing is that a lot of customer has strict security policy to actually utilize the public cloud. And in this case, we can reassure that there is a data center in the region, so the data will be contained and will remain in the region that are originated. The other thing is cost effectiveness. What do I mean by this? Well, first of all, the Catalyst 9800-CL, which basically stands for cloud, it's a $0 SKU. So we cannot discount more than this. And it's really the fact that with the public cloud, you shift from a CapEx model to an OpEx model where you pay as you utilize the resource. Okay, so what do we offer at FCS? So at FCS for the public cloud, we, as I said, we are going to deploy in the AWS cloud. By the way, we also support, and it's the first controller that does it, the AWS Gov Cloud, which is a particular secure part of the AWS cloud. So we support AWS with a specific deployment model that is called Managed VPN, and I'm going to talk to you about this in a second. At FCS, we will support a scalability of up to 1,000 APs and 10,000 clients. And since you are deploying a controller instance in the cloud, in the public cloud, it makes sense to support flex local switching. So that's the only mode that is supported. By talking to few customers that are interested in this deployment, we will foresee that, at least initially, ICE and AAA or AD, Active Directory, will typically remain on-prem. Customers are on a journey to adopt the public cloud, but definitely it will take time to adopt and to move all the services. The other thing that I wanted to mention is, as any other flavor of the Catalyst 9800, this is a smart licensing management model. So only smart licensing to manage this controller, and you would need a DNA subscription license for the AP. So what does it mean, manage VPN? It's very simple. Basically, in this model, your virtual private cloud, your VPC, your network in the cloud, represents an extension of your corporate network. So you build from your on-prem router firewall, you build a VPN connection to the Amazon cloud, terminating to a VPN gateway. Of course, the VPN gateway can be either provided by AWS, or it could be a service that you deploy, for example, using the Cisco CSRV router, which offer more flexibility. So basically, once you have created your networking in the cloud, your VPC, you will assign a subnet and you spawn an instance of the cloud controller. You will get an IP address, it will be connected via VPN to the APs, and basically it's just to set up normal routing as a remote location, and your APs, your Flex APs, will be able to register to the controller, and you are in business. So again, it represents your corporate extension, network extension in the public cloud. So enough of the talking, and let's go and deploy it. For this, I will start another video. Thanks a lot.